Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Tuesdays with Gurus. I'm Mark Graham.
And I'm Robert D. Hamilton.
We hope you enjoyed last week's show where we had the fantastic Marco Robinson on.
Yeah, great show. Hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, a bit of a longer show last week with lots of really valuable information for businesses on there. So we're going to do it a little bit different this time. We're going to talk through telltale signs that your business needs help. So you can actually talk about some slides today, I think.
Yeah, we've had a few emails in about that, haven't we?
Yeah.
For our regular viewers, by the way, normally we're sat down and we probably look the same height. As you can see, Mark's actually a lot taller than me. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, this week we're going to be talking about telltale signs that your business could be in trouble. And like I said, we had a few emails this week, didn't we? People were asking, what can they look out for? What pointers?
Yeah, and we were discussing earlier that the thing is people normally leave it too late before they get the right help that they need in their business.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've just put a couple together for you. There are a lot of telltale signs. However, we've just come up on some based on the feedback from some of the emails we've been getting.
Yeah.
So one of the first ones here is you need to delay payments to your suppliers and associates.
Yeah,
Want to talk about that?
yeah, this is really a cash flow issue.
Yeah.
So it probably means people aren't paying you on time, etc. But it really means that when you start getting to the point that you can't pay your suppliers on time or pay people on time, then that really means that you're struggling for cash flow. Now, sales might be going well, but at the end of the day, you haven't got the cash to pay for those sales. So what can happen is even if turnover is going well, you can actually end up failing in business because all it takes is one of those suppliers to actually put a court injunction on you or something like that.
Okay, so this is one of your first signs that you're delaying those payments to your suppliers or your associates.
And really the thing is if you get into that position, you need to start worrying and do something about that.
And get help, get the right help.
Yeah.
The second one, your turnover is declining. Now this might sound like really
obvious,
really blatantly obvious, but trust us, we speak to business owners all the time and they don't usually spot this one.
Yeah.
Why is that, Mark? Why don't they spot that their turnover is declining?
Well, I think as we know, it's a bit of a mindset thing sometimes, as we will see a bit later, that people don't really want to admit it to themselves. But if they are making sales, they could, say that they're good sales right now. But it's one or two things. They might not have the information of what their sales were last year. So it's very important to know how you're doing year on year, whether your business is growing, that kind of thing. So it might be that they're not aware that the sales are actually less than last year, or that they just don't, analyse that information.
But they could still be making profits. They could still be making money.
Absolutely.
But the turnover is still...
Exactly. That's still a telltale sign that your business could be in trouble eventually.
And that could be another reason why you're going to avoid that, because you're still making profits. Yeah. Even though your turnover is declining.
Even though you're making profits, it might be that your fixed costs are actually too high compared to that level of turnover now, if that has actually declined from previous years. And in fact, your fixed costs might be growing.
Right.
But at the same time the turnover is declining, eventually that's going to eat into your cash flow.
Okay, lovely. One of the next ones here, you are relying on one or two customers to actually keep you afloat. Now you may have met some business owners yourself and you ask them, how's your marketing going, or how are your sales going? And they'll actually reply to you, I don't do any marketing, I've got one or two accounts that keep me going.
I'm ticking along nicely, they say.
Yeah, ticking along nicely with these one or two accounts. Now let me tell you exactly why that is a very, very, very dangerous thing to do. First of all, your competitors. What if the competition just come in and steal that account from you? Yeah. Because you have to remember there's no such thing as a loyal customer. If a competitor comes in offering more value, at a better price or even a higher perceived value, then this account will leave your business and go elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, another side to this as well is that, those one or two customers have such a big buying power with you. If they know that, you know, they're one of your limited customers, then, you know, can actually affect, you know, they can actually really drive down your prices because they know you're relying on them.
Yeah,
so that can also be a danger sign. Yeah.
They can negotiate with you.
Yeah.
And the other thing you have to remember is, in this day and age, what if that business gets into trouble?
Yeah.
Then they're not going to be getting the orders from you anymore, or they'll be cutting back. So this is an extremely dangerous,
very risky strategy.
Very, very risky strategy. The next one, you aren't sleeping.
Very common for small business owners.
Yes, very common. You're awake at night, you just can't get to sleep. This is a sign that your business could be in trouble. We sleep very well at night.
Yeah.
So
too well sometimes.
Yeah, too well. So, you know, you've got to pay attention to this. If you aren't sleeping at night, ask yourself, what is keeping you awake?
Yeah, and I think this links into, a lot of the time it's because people haven't got the right information about their business. So they're guessing a lot in their mind, or they're not sure. So, you know, you really need to understand your business. You know, its sales, its profits, its cash flow. You have to know that in detail. That will help you sleep at night, and it will help you get the triggers to actually take action or not. You might not like the results initially, but once you've then dealt with that, then you can, you know, you'll be able to sleep, because it normally comes from not really knowing.
Yeah, you know, from that fear.
From that fear, yeah.
So when you get that information that Mark's talking about, when you get that information, at least then you can make better decisions on your business, which in turn will then help you. But with all
of these, the message we're really saying is, if you're not sleeping because of your business, then it means you've got to get help.
Yeah.
That's really what it means.
Okay. The next one, you have lost your passion for your business. You have to be passionate about what you do. We talk about this a lot.
Yeah, Marco mentioned it last week as well.
Yeah, Marco mentioned it last week about doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
So if you've lost your passion for your business, I've got two pieces of advice for you. Number one is find that passion. Find, why did you go into business in the first place? Try and find out why you're doing it. Why did you start that business? And rekindle that passion as quickly as you possibly can. My second piece of advice for you is, if you can't rekindle the passion, then get out of business. Go and find yourself a job, because that business is not for you. Yeah. It really isn't. If you're not passionate about your business, you're not going to be able to do 16-hour days. You're not going to be able to do 18-hour days, or work 7 days, or work at bank holidays, or cancel holidays.
And if you don't love what you're doing, you know, what's the point? Especially if you're getting these difficulties, etc. Then that passion really helps you, you know, drive forward through those tough times to actually come out of it. You know, and if that has gone, then there really is no point in doing business.
And the other thing as well, you've got to look at, how long are you actually spending in your business? How much time are you spending there? Life's too short. If you're not passionate about what you do, then do something else, do something different. So anyway, this leads us on to the number one reason. The number one reason why businesses usually fail.
This is a worldwide study, I believe.
This is based on a worldwide study of entrepreneurs, CEOs and business owners. This is the main psychological reason. It is self-denial. Self-denial. Business owners end up being like ostriches. They bury their head deep into the sand. They don't want to admit that their business is actually struggling or in trouble, or their turnover is declining.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talk about it a lot, that you have to be, as a business owner, you have to be really brutally honest with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not brutally honest with yourself, then, you know, you're going to end up having problems.
Exactly.
You know, you've got to be prepared to get help. And, you know, most people, you know, especially when it's your first new business, you know, it's like your little baby as well. That can be a little thing where, you know, you don't want to hear any reasons that it's not going to work or that might be problems.
Sure, sure. So with this, you know, whatever you do, like what Mark just said, be brutally honest with your business. You've really got to analyse, what decisions have you made, what's happened to get you where you are now. you know, you must look at that and then do something about it. Seek the right advice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. We hope you've enjoyed episode 4.
Yeah. So just want to talk before we end. You know, what else is going on with you, Rob, at the moment? Because I believe there's some exciting things going on with you at the moment.
Yeah, well, my book's racing up the charts, which I'm pleased to know. Plug again. But I'm also writing my second book at the moment. The ideas are flowing. It's going
the
really
second
well.
book sounds, I'm very excited about it, and I know it sounds fantastic. So
yeah, the concept is really good. And I've had it off another author that it will be a massive hit.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's really, really
Fingers
good.
crossed.
What about yourself, Mark? What have you been
well,
up to? What are you going to be doing?
my mother's actually over visiting at the moment, so she's come over here for 2 weeks to see us. So I'm balancing work with, you know, spending time with them at the moment. But we're actually going to Bali this evening.
Wow, Bali.
So we talk quite often about, even when you're very busy, you should get away, you know, and have regular breaks, and also spend time with your family. So I'm making sure I allocate that time for the next 6 days. I will be doing work while I'm there, but, you know, luckily I can work from there. And it really is just that thing of, you know, it's, you know, I was saying earlier this morning, oh, it's a bad time for me to go away. Mm-hmm. You know, and like you said to me, it's never really a good time when you're very busy. So it's really making sure that you allocate that time to do it. So very much looking forward to getting some sun and having a good time in Bali. Yeah, so I'll tell you all about it next week.
Excellent. So it's hope we'll see you next week when you can tune into Tuesdays with Gurus. So from little and large, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.